How do you start a drawing? Where do you start when drawing a scene? Have you ever wondered this? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. My name is Koosje Koenen and I want to help you become more confident and courageous when you're working in your sketchbook. I'll show you how I do it and I'll give you an assignment to work on as well. If you've seen my sketchbook tours, follow me on Instagram or read my book, Life is Better When You Draw It, then you know I draw my feet a lot. My hands too. They're great subjects to draw because they're always there as your models and they're familiar, yet their complexity can challenge you, and it's just fun to draw whatever is in front of you. But there's another reason I often draw my feet. When drawing from observation, it's a great starting point for a more elaborate drawing. Drawing my feet first makes me confident to then draw more. The feet are my foreground and they then are the springboard to focus on the background. Because they are placed in the foreground, they give me lots of landmarks to help me place things in the background in the right proportions and perspective. Sometimes I draw my sketchbook in the foreground with my hands drawing. That can work too. But it doesn't always turn out great. When I draw the foreground too big and then run into trouble because my background falls off the page, it happens. This may all sound a bit abstract, so I will show you how I do this, using my feet as a starting point of a drawing of a corner in my studio. I'm using a fountain pen with water-soluble ink in it, so I can dilute the ink for a bit of a wash later. Stick around because I have some extra tips and an assignment for you by the end of the video. Without overthinking, I started right away by drawing one foot, then the other. I did think about the placement of the feet. If I put them too large and too high on the page, I can't fit in much of the background, can I? With the feet, even when they turn out wonky or wobbly, you're creating kind of a visual frame for the background. By drawing my feet, I am warming up and gaining confidence to draw the bigger scene. Now, if I close one eye, I filter out the depth in my view and I can look at the next shape that meets my foreground, which is the armrest of the chair peeping through between my 2 feet. From there, I will be adding more parts of the chair overlapped by my feet. And then I keep moving. I draw the wall and the frame of the door to the balcony, which is overlapped by the radiator. I fill in the blank space by drawing the next thing touching the door frame, the pair of slippers, and part of the door on the balcony. I also noticed the plant overlapping the door frame on the right-hand side. When you draw, you start to really look, and the more you look, the more you start to see. It's kind of magical. I draw the railing of the balcony and add a bit of texture with some dots. Now the right-hand side of the page is done, so I move over to the other side of the chair. Now I can use the chair as my landmark, but also still use my 2 feet to measure against. The height of the wooden stool with the books on it is at the same height as the heel of my foot if you would draw a straight line. Adding the 2 books, then looking at the overlap of the chair in front of the painting behind it and the rest of the stuff on the wall. Are you liking this demo? Then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget there's much more of this on my Patreon and you can try it for free for 7 days too, so check it out. You'll find a link in the description of this video. Let's assess if anything's missing. Then adding some tiny bits and pieces, but this is pretty much done. I take out my waterbrush pen to dilute some of the ink for a light wash, which will give me more depth and shadows. I'm doing this carefully because I can always add more if needed. I'm still looking at my view, squinting my eyes a little bit so I can see where the shadows are and what parts are more shaded than others. I'm purposely not touching the drawn feet so that they stay flat, and that way there's a clear distinction between foreground and background. While I finish this drawing, let me give you some extra tips. If you're right-handed, it's smarter to start on the left side of the page to avoid smudging. Work your way to the right. Measure shapes against each other to place elements correctly in the composition. For complex elements, try continuous line drawing for looseness, or build up shape by shape, step by step, slowly one shape at a time, like I did. Use color or a wash to add focus and depth, especially in the background, to guide the viewer's eye and create depth and contrast. Let the white of the paper do some of the work too. Drop shadows and darker areas help create a sense of dimension and depth. I filled the whole page, but less can be more. Don't feel like you have to fill the whole page. Alright, here's your assignment for this week. Frame your focus. Pick a scene around you, your desk, a cafe corner, whatever is available. Start with the foreground. Draw an object that's close to you to create a visual frame. And then build the background, just shape by observation. Add color or even just a wash only to the background. See what happens. Have fun. I will see you next week. Bye.